Hi, here we are, Truth with Dr. Dara. Dr. Dara here. Welcome and good evening. Tonight we're going to talk about habits, shifting habits. Let's just give a minute for everybody to pop on. Just go ahead and send me a message. Let me know when you are on. And also we're going Instagram live tonight too. So I am double shifting Instagram right there and Facebook live right here. Awesome. So, I see a couple more people are popping on. Sue, hey Sue, nice to see you. We're going to talk about shifting tonight, shifting habits. So as you're coming on, just shoot me a message and let me know what habits you are wanting to shift. Hey Brian, I see you over there. Erin, nice to see you too. So shifting habits, this is Dr. Dara, Truth with Dr. Dara. Go ahead and put your comments down on the bottom at any time. The bottom here, the bottom there. Look at me, double fisting. Lauren, hi. Carol, hi, you're here. Everybody's jumping in here. Good to see. Yes, you made it. I made it too, and Carol made it, and Sue is like on the other side of the country, and she made it. So it's great to have you guys here. Let me know what habits you want to shift specifically. A lot of people are talking about New Year's and their resolutions, and this is a hot time because we're heading into the second week, and some of us are completely feeling successful and some people are feeling very jammed up. So how do we make it stick? And how do we create habits that are going to have longevity and be long lasting? That is key with what's going on. This week I was asked a question and it was, I made my New Year's intentions instead of a resolution, an intention, right? Because a resolution is very definitive. If you have a resolution, there's an end to it. And intention is open-ended and it has immense possibilities. So it doesn't cap out. You can keep going. So he made an intention and he is worried that he can't keep it. He's worried he can't keep it and he wants to know how to make it stick. And really it's about creating habits. How do you make those habits shift? Well, first and foremost, I want you not to try to get rid of old habits. Often everybody is putting all their energy into what they don't want opposed to what they do want. So you want to make sure that, like a pendulum, if you had a scale, you know, those old school male scales where you have on one side the cup and then on the other side the cup. What I want you to do is I want you to take your old habits and put it in one side. Have it in there. I think I need to get a male scale so I can demonstrate it. But you want to put the old habits in one side, and then I want you to add on what you do want on the other side of the scale. Because remember, your energy goes where you make it flow. And if your energy is just pushing into what you don't want and the old habits, you're going to get more old habits. And I want you making new habits. I see some more people jumping on. Jen, hello. Valeria, John, Jody, yes, everybody, you guys are jumping on, awesome. So if you can, while we're on, share with me the habits that you want to shift. Please let me know what's going on for you, and if you have any specific questions in the contact in the comments right here, just let me know. I'm double fisting right here. I'm doing Facebook Live and I'm doing Instagram Live. So I'm really upping it. And with anything with a habit, the more you do it, the more it happens. So I'm creating a habit just with doing my live streams and doing it every single week. And the more that I do it, the more habitual it'll come, the more instinctual it'll come. And often people give up before it sticks. So how do you make that stick? So you've got your male scale, right? Like your wrought iron scale, and you've got the things, the old habits that you don't want. I don't even want you thinking about the old habits. I don't want you thinking about 2018. I don't want you even focusing on what you don't want. I want you right here, right now, focusing on what you do want. All the habits, all the continuous actions that you want to keep going. Lauren says, my hope and resolution is going to be to keep my house cleaner while maintaining my sanity. Well, Lauren, you just dive right in there, keeping that's a big one right there. So what we're gonna do is not even a hope or resolution, because we don't want you to stop cleaning your house. If your resolution was to be cleaning your house, it wouldn't be into keeping it cleaner. We don't want a resolution because we don't want it stopping. So right off we set the intention of where you want to head. So your intention is to have a cleaner house. Now if you had some old habits of, I don't know, leaving your kids' toys out. Imagine that happening. Happens to me every single day. Or feeling like you don't have enough time to do it. I don't want us to even focus on that. I want us to leave that in the scale, in the bucket. Just leave it in the bucket and don't even go near it. I want us to look at how we can make that be a reality for you. And the first thing we want to do is you want to prioritize what's your habits that you want to create. So if it is to clean, then you would want to break it down. What specifically do you want to clean down? She's doing the dishes now. Why would she leave right? I would leave till right before bed. Well, you're already ahead of it, Lauren. Good for you. And you're multitasking, because I call that mommy tasking. You're watching this and you're doing the dishes at the same time. So right now you've prioritized doing the dishes in the evening. So for each of you out there, you want to identify what you want and what's the first habit that you want to shift, and you want to make a priority, and then you want to break it down. We want to break it down into small increments. So if it's doing the dishes, we want to do it in a way that's realistic, because our mind goes to a different place. Often what happens is we get the shoulds. We keep shoulding all over ourselves with these ideas of thinking that we should have done it different, or we should have gotten it done. Well, you couldn't have done it any different than you did it, because every other night, if it was pertaining to the dishes, you did the best you could. It's not like you woke up in the morning and you said, oh, today I'm just gonna mess up the dishes and leave them as long as I possibly can until it completely stresses you out. There's no way. You would be really focused and you would be knowing exactly what you want. I see some more of you hopping on. Mom, hi. Lori, welcome. We're talking about habits and shifting them. So we're using the example, if you want to increase a habit of keeping your house more clean. And Lauren identified the idea around doing the dishes. So you'd want to pick a time when it would be optimal to do. If Lauren is like me, picking a time to do the dishes when the kids are right on top of her and not occupied is not going to be the ideal time. So if you're setting that habit of doing it unrealistically, you're going to set yourself up for failure. So Lauren is probably thinking, look, I can read your mind, Lauren. You like this? The kids are in bed and it's a little bit quiet. Typically, she would probably think, oh, I'm going to do these other things before I get to that, and then it becomes grueling. And I do have something to share with you guys. There are nights I leave dishes in the sink. I leave some water in them, but I leave them. My husband is the most amazing dishwasher, but I, not so much. So you leave them, but it's an icky feeling, and you feel like it's not getting done. So you're setting it in a realistic way so that you can do it. So forget about how you didn't do it. Focus on how you want to do it. Kind of make an action plan. Talk about it as if it's already happened. Bring out your ideal habit and how it would put into your life. And I gotta tell you, when it comes to habits, are you ready? You gotta knock out the excuses, because we could sit here all night and you could tell me the reasons that you don't wanna do it. You could tell me all night the reasons that it would seem impossible, but I want us to focus on how we can do it. So with that, you want to increase it 1%. You want to do a little bit more than what you were doing before in order to get it done. You don't want to just all of a sudden uplift your life and completely change it. You want to do it so it would work. So if you made this big mess and you have to clean the dishes, you would want to start with just doing one or two or a couple of them at a time, and also being realistic about how that's going to get done in the nighttime. So with that 1% is critical, because I got to tell you, this isn't about the physical act of doing it. It's about how your mind is set around it. Once again, thinking that it should have done it different, but your mind is reading the old information as being current. Your mind is thinking that there's something that needs to be done, or that there's been problematic the way that you had been doing it. Because if I take my hand right now and I put it into an imprint and I put it into the ocean, it's something that I've already done. It's not something that I'm currently doing. So that's the way your mind reads actions that have happened before, and it thinks that it's still going on. Hence, that's why you have anxiety about some of these old habits that have been for you. So we're going to increase mindfulness in it, and we're gonna just start to pay attention to the things that we're doing. I don't need you doing it full force. In fact, if I was Lauren right now, I don't even want her to wash all the dishes. I just want her to wash 2 of them. Could you imagine just washing 2 of the dishes? But not only that, I want her to identify what she's gonna do when she's done doing the dishes. Because if you want to ask your mind, really asking yourself to do anything that you do, you've got to do it in a way that is going to have appeal. and interest. So if it's appealing and it has interest, then you're gonna do it. So if I know that there's something after doing the dishes that feels rewarding, I'm definitely gonna do that. But if I know that after I do the dishes, I'm gonna segue into doing the laundry, there's a strong possibility that it's not gonna happen. So you wanna do it that it seems like fun. So Lauren, what is it that you wanna do when you're done doing the dishes or when you get the cleaning done? You wanna focus on something that is fun. So you wanna take something that you don't like and mix it with something that you do like. And then there's a part of it, it's just getting into a routine and creating that habit with it. So some research says, traditional research would say that it takes 21 days to make a habit, and that's 3 weeks. But some research now is saying that it takes 60 days. Well, whether it's 3 weeks or 60 days, you know that it's gonna take a little bit of time, and you wanna do it in increments, not doing it in extreme, and doing it so that it can be fun. And if you're washing the dishes, maybe that's when you do get on Facebook Live every Thursday night and wash the dishes, or that's when you call a friend. So you make up a certain time and you guys have it teamed up and you do it together, so then you know that you are going to create that success. The other part of it is people ask me all the time, and I got this the other day too, is, well, what do I do if I mess up? For example, like with eating, if I don't want to eat cookies and I find myself eating cookies and then I'm feeling like, this is such an awfulness and I can't get rid of this old habit. You want to start exactly where you're at and just move straight ahead. So whatever happened is what happened, and you want to just move right ahead in the direction where you want to go. So, because there's nothing you can do about it. And if you just sit there and worry about the cookies that you did eat, you're going to just continue eating more cookies. Your mind doesn't hear the not. If I tell everybody right now, think of a cookie, everybody's thinking of a cookie. Now stop thinking of a cookie. Your mind can't stop thinking of the cookie. Your mind just hears cookie, 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 cookie. So if you are just telling yourself what you don't want to do, then you're going to get the results that you're not wanting. Michael, Adina, I see that you guys just popped on. If you have any questions, we're talking about shifting habits, go ahead and put it in the comments area. I see a couple more people jumped on Instagram. So if you have questions, you guys put them down below as well. And as fast as I can see them, I will do my best to answer them. So when you're doing this habit thing and you're doing it consistently, you want to do it every single day and have a way that it makes it fun. So you also want to set a timer if you want it to become something that's ritual and routine. You can't expect it to be a habit if you just throw it in there every once in a while. But doing something at first that might be a little distracting with it, if you want to create a new habit around exercise, there's got to be a way to get yourself doing it so it would be fun. Adina, it's great to see you too. So if I want to start walking at night and put that into a daily habit, then I've got to set up with Adina that we're going to call each other at 8:30 when we get it done, and you want to buddy up. So if you've got a buddy and you're using it, you're definitely going to be more successful, because that is going to feel a lot more fun than just doing it by yourself. So if it has, the idea around it is that if it seems like it's fun, you got it. Donna, I see you just jumped on. Good to see you as well. But this is kind of cheating because you guys can see me, but I can't see you. So maybe we'll get even more intensified in our technology, and soon we can do like a Zoom where I can see you guys also, because that would be fun to see your faces. But like anything, it's a habit. So I mentioned this before, but me doing these Facebook Lives, it's becoming a habit for me. There's different parts of it that I have to set up before I do it and after I do it. And each time I do it, even sometimes it still makes my armpits sweat every time I have to do it because I'm scared of it. But the more that I do it, the more natural that it becomes. And I see a couple more of you jumped on. Thank you guys for joining. Awesome. Donna, yes, you should come see me tomorrow. Maybe you should just blow off your whole weekend so I can see you at the training. So making that habit happen is critical, and not looking back, because, you know, this would be interesting for some of you. I rode a motorcycle for like 6-7 years. And when you're driving a motorcycle, it's similar to like when you're on a car, when you're driving, but when you're driving a motorcycle, you would not want to take your eyes off of where you're going. And the truth of the matter is wherever you look is where the bike goes. So if you want to make a left turn, then you tilt your head towards the light and towards the left, and wherever your eyes go is totally where you go. So when you're riding, you wouldn't look back. I know we're a little bit careless when we're driving in a car, but I'm telling you, if you're on a motorcycle, Lisa, I see that you just jumped on. Good to see you too. If you are on a motorcycle and you're riding, you would keep yourself forward. I mean, you wouldn't look back. And that's how I think about habits, because if you're looking back behind you, you're never going to move ahead. So where you want to go, keep your eye on the prize and look straight at it. And keep a reminder around. I mentioned that before, but set your phone, set alarm clocks to remind you to do it, because if you don't set it, you're not going to do it. It can't happen that way. So you could use our fancy iPhones are a great way. Putting Post-its on our mirror is a good way. It's just going to take a few weeks to get it acclimated into your schedule, and once it's there, it's stuck. So if some of you want to jump in and put down some of your habits that you are like having challenging with, or just some habits that you're putting into place, that would be awesome. Lauren's probably already done washing the dishes, and now, mind associates things. Mind makes connections. So if you had a habit that wasn't optimal, your mind automatically thinks of that. So for example, by that, there's probably a lot of us out here who eat dessert after dinner, and it has like a whole ritual around it. You eat it on the couch, or you do it in a specific place. Well, old habits are like that, and as quickly as it's made in our mind to join those sensors and those waves, we can disconnect it the same way that it's been connected. So perhaps there's other habits. I'm trying to think of what would be good examples. If you guys have some, please jump on and share them with me. But if you have a habit, it's been intermixed. It's gotten tangled up with other thoughts and ideas. Like if there's a song that comes on, that's what you do. Or if you have a habit of leaving your shoes in a certain place by the door, it would be really hard to change that. So you want to associate it with something else. Some of you asking where I'm looking at. I'm doing a Facebook Live and an Instagram Live at the same time. So I'm doing my best to keep you guys both interchanged. So I am seeing you and you're seeing me. So changing up that habit is critical. So it's practice. So if I want to remember to put my shoes in a different place, I'm going to put my keys there so that I can remember every single time. So I join those two things together to start creating that association. Make sense to you guys? It's really, it can be kind of fun, in fact, because then once you start to get one habit going, you start to see the overflow in other areas as well. And you'll notice that other things can start to have better timing, and that's definitely a way to get it done as well. I said it before, but there's no excuses. I mean, I would say right now, take a list of paper, and you could probably tell me 100 things that you don't want to do it. Well, I want you to take it and do it, so that way you can write every reason that you possibly can do it, and write it out as if it's already happened. So if it's a habit to, I don't know, get up 5 minutes earlier, at first let's set it so that you get up 2 minutes earlier every day. You want to start to ease your way into it so that it becomes realistic. You do not want to set your habit and make it big. You want to break it down into small increments. You want to lowball yourself. You want to do it so that it becomes very, very achievable. I had a technical difficulty. Did I get it? Yes. So you want to do it so that you can lowball yourself and get it done and figure it out. So whether it's you want to wake up 5 minutes early or you want to wake up 15 minutes early, let's not try it every single day. Let's try doing it a couple minutes, and then do it in a way that, stand by. There we are. So if you've got your habit, add it in, do it a couple minutes at a time, and then do it so it feels fun. So if I have a habit of waking up 15 minutes earlier, put the funnest song on your alarm clock, so when it wakes you up, it is something that gets you excited and it makes you want to do it. And if it's something that you like, then there's going to be more propensity to respond to it and to do it. Oh, Eduardo, I see you're on. Thanks for joining. Good to see you over there. So making that habit stick is critical. Write it down and think to yourself how many days that you want to do it and what would be a plan so that you can get it started and make it be as strong as possible. I see a question. Lauren, we are working on meal prepping more. On Sundays, making healthier meals for both me and my husband. during our kids' nap time. So far, so good. Exactly. So you set it up. So you want to have a backup plan as well, Lauren. So hypothetically, if the kids don't go down for the same nap plan, nap time, or maybe one wakes up early, what are you going to do? What's going to be your backup? That can be very helpful to figure out. So if something happens and you can't do it, what's the second part? But you're creating that habit with the nap time. So you're making sure that the stuff is ready and you have the food. So if you are making food for the week and on Sunday, then you have already had to shop ahead of time too. So making your food list and getting to the store is going to be very helpful in implementing that. So with every habit, there's a plan around it. It's just like if you go and like want to buy a house, you have to create certain habits in order to get yourself set to make it happen. All right, guys, any other questions as we are going to be wrapping up soon? We're talking about habits and how to shift them. A lot of people have set New Year's intentions, and we're at a pivotal time right now where some people are starting to get them and maybe feeling a bit challenged with them because it's not feeling habitual and automatic, and it doesn't feel completely innate. It feels like it's something that's forced, and it feels like it's hard work. And I think it is critical as well to acknowledge that it is hard. It is totally hard. And I don't think you need to pretend like it's not. I think that's what definitely gets stuck for people, is thinking that they have to act like it's easy, and it's not. And everybody handles different habits and intentions differently. For some people, it can be very easy, and for some people, it can be hard. So you definitely want to acknowledge that it's hard, and you have your moments of getting it out, but then you focus on it as it's happened and you find the benefits for it so that it can be something that's long lasting. So when you and Dave, Lauren, are feeling kind of, exhausted and thinking, oh my gosh, should we keep doing this? What is the benefit of it? Have it written there. Kind of create the avatar of your habit. Have it so that you design something that could be as optimal as possible so you can remember why you're doing it. When you're in the kitchen and you're thinking, oh, I just don't even want to. I want to go take a nap while the kids are napping. Have something that is going to spark your memory, that's going to go in, because when you're doing things, it's never about what's going on in a conscious. When you're not doing a habit, it's not conscious, it's in your unconscious. So you've got to get that into your unconscious mind, and that way it can be something that's automatic and doing it so it would be good to have done. So Lauren, I love that you guys are on this food prepping and just have a couple ideas that you can do in case somebody wakes up early, because the best of plans always need backups. So thank you for tuning in to you guys. If you have more questions, go ahead and send them over. We're going to keep this 8:30 p.m. Facebook and Instagram live going every single week. I am like Grey's Anatomy is going to have to compete with my Facebook Live. That's great. So keeping it going. Have your questions coming. Next week, we're going to be talking about shifting your habits a little more into an even a greater idea around it through our new year. So tune in next week. Get your questions coming. Join my Facebook group, Truth with Dr. Dara. You can ask any questions, raw, anything. Nothing's too sexy and real, and I'll give you authentic answers back, the real deal. And I will see you guys real soon. For those of you who tuned in, awesome. Carol, I'm going to see you tomorrow. I cannot wait. Brian, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.